In this episode, find out how many transmissions blew up, how many vehicles are down here at Laurel Lakes, the line you probably shouldn't take to get up the switchback, alternate camping spots close to Laurel Lakes, what to do when you're in a large convoy and you come across oncoming traffic, and why am I driving a Ford F-150? Stay tuned to find out why. Also, because some of you nerds like to see off-road comparisons, we'll be doing that too. If you haven't already, watch part 1 of the Laurel Lake series. We pretty much spend the entire video getting up to this point right here.
So you have to come down that road. It's a very, very tiny switchback in this area. So you have to turn in this little spot. So you're able to go down the road down there. Bump. You got it. Keep going. A little bit more. Oh, that's good. Better. Right, slowly. You don't want to hit your exhaust. Keep going a little bit. Okay. Right. Awesome. You got it. You're all set.
Well, that was some exciting video footage. Thanks, Mohammed. So, this is where we left off. Driving down a loose shale rock trail down to the Laurel Lakes. If you haven't realized it yet, we're going to have to drive up this. And more importantly, drive up that switchback. For now, let's enjoy the beauty of Laurel Lakes.
I have one back in Melbourne, by fours and all this crazy stuff. John DZ's gonna come. For 2 days we made jokes.
I was like, John DZ.
And I was like, no sheer. That really is John. That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Who else is with you?
Oh, Mike's coming.
Mike is coming.
Yeah.
Go drive up on that rock, Mike. Long time no see. I'm good. Such a legit system. Adventure mobile. Oh, thank you for your service, by the way, Danielle. Danielle's a nurse. You're on the front lines. But you were on the front lines in the military.
So we only planned to stay at Laurel Lakes for a couple hours. It was time to get going. Laurel Lakes was absolutely jam-packed on a random weekend. We actually had to ask people if we could double park in front of them, just so we could hang out. In a large convoy, I highly recommend one person drive up the switchback to spot to make sure that you don't have oncoming traffic, because that would be a huge bottleneck.
Yeah, no problem.
Driving back up the switchback can be tricky if you don't know what you're doing. I'll admit it, I never drove up a switchback like this before. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm going to show you the line that you should not take if you want to get up this switchback easily. Here I'm taking a similar approach to going down. I'm thinking I could probably do this in a 3-point turn. I wasn't trying to show off or anything like that. I just didn't know better.
Yeah, this is gonna be hard.
Here's a perfect shot to illustrate what I'm trying to drive up. My driver's side tires are really trying to overcome a steep angle. I'm going to adjust my line a bit more. I'm going to go more passenger and then cut driver. Now remember, this is not how I recommend you drive up the switchback. I don't want to set a bad example, so please remember this is the line that you probably should not take. And there you go. That is one dumb way to drive up the switchback. Don't be like me. Now we're going to see the correct way of getting up the switchback. Let's take it over to Nick.
So Nick is backing up. And then there he goes. Looks like it's a little loose right there though, but much better. All right, good work. Looks like good work, Nick.
There you go. That's the correct way to do it.
And Leo got to... All right, sun just coming up.
All right, Sandra, clear? You're clear. I'm on my way down.
All right, see you up there.
Coming right up.
Good work, Amanda. See you up there. Yeah, so that's smart to actually drive in. I take the turn too tight. Leo is spotting Sandra, and yeah, it looks pretty straight. They're gonna back it one more time, make it super straight, and that's gonna make it a lot easier. Yeah, you're good, Sandra. Once you crest that hill, just watch out for that rock on your passenger side. Good work, Leo. And I miss Sandra climbing up. No brake. I'm utilizing my first gear to engine brake for me. Going 8 miles an hour.
If all the camping at Laurel Lakes is taken, there are alternate camp spots close by. Since we're driving in a convoy of 7 vehicles, I had talked about finding spots to pull over in case we come across oncoming traffic. You can see here I marked my guide maps with all the spots you could pull over. I just didn't know how many vehicles could fit per pullout spot. On this corner you could probably fit 2. Right here you could probably fit 3. This pullout spot here would probably fit our whole crew of 7. Oh, this part's beautiful. Oh my god, this view. Oh, we got people coming down here. If you haven't already, pull over at that one spot. Okay, whoever can pull over, pull over. We're gonna get right over there. We're gonna, yeah, second. It's gonna pull over right here. All right, it is jam-packed back there. You know what? There are some people left, so there is space, but man.
You guys did fine, so you can make it, right?
You guys will, yeah. With that thing, you go anywhere.
Nice. The last guy trying to.
I can hear you pretty faintly. After those 2 vehicles pass, you guys are clear. I can hear you pretty faint though. So there you have it. The Laurel Lakes trail run was a success. The plan from here is to drive 8 miles over to the Mammoth Scenic Loop. This area offers lots of dispersed camping. We need to get camp set up before nightfall. And we need lots of rest because we're going to be hiking 10 miles over at Duck Lake. By the way, no transmissions blew up. The reason our hoods are open is so we can attach our tire inflators to our batteries. This would allow us to air back up. In case you're not familiar with the Mammoth Scenic Loop area and the Whitmore Hot Springs area, there is a ton of little trails and camping opportunities. In this area, they actually hold off-highway vehicle races through these trails. Send it. We came across this fun little steep climb that some vehicles had trouble getting up, but with the right line and using enough momentum, all our vehicles got through. Here's Amanda and her 2020 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. We all know she's not going to have any issues. And now it's time for Muhammad and his WK1 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 5.7 Hemi. And myself. With that obstacle out of the way, we continue on through the woods, looking for our perfect camping spot. Now you can't simply drive to all the cool lakes. Sometimes you gotta use your 2 feet.
She's probably like, it is cold. I'm out of here.
Kind of slide down. Glissade down the hill.
Alright, check him out.
We're gonna do what?
Glissade down the hill.
This part is gonna suck because we basically have to get to the top of that.
Down all the way to the lake. Straight to the lake.
Yeah, we just climbed up those switchbacks right there. And this is gonna be one kick-ass view. There it is. Duck Lake. Aflac. Pika pika. Where's Bulbasaur? Bulbasaur's around the corner. Where are they? Gotta catch them all.
On the third day of this trip, some of us decided to go to the Crowley columns. To get here, there's a little bit of an obstacle. You gotta drive up this steep, rutted hill. There's no hesitation for me, it looks simple enough.
If you do, all you need is four-wheel drive and low. Do it! So, there's some ladies over here in a F-150 that didn't want to go up this climate Crowley. No, don't do 4 high. You want 4L.
These ladies asked me if I would drive their pickup truck for them. And because they said it was a rental vehicle, I agreed.
It's a rental? Okay, all right. So Amanda, you did what? Forerunner TRD Pro and 4 high. Of course you did. Yeah. Well, I went up in my Passport.
Yeah.
Here we go. By the way, all of us are at highway PSI. I'm rocking 42 PSI, baby.
Right on.
This is a good opportunity to tell you how you should be driving your ZF 9-speed Honda mid-sized SUV or truck. Because traction control is only optimal up to 1600 RPMs, crawl it. Drive it like a four-wheel drive.
Nice.
The Passport doesn't have as much wheel articulation as that Ford F-150, but the throttle input was very much the same.
All right.
Think of Toyota A-Track, it only works at the lower RPMs. Here's Leo and his Subaru Outback, and when it comes to all-wheel drive, there is a different driving style. More momentum is typically used. Never underestimate a base model Subaru with the TR580.
So that's the thing with the CVT. Because it doesn't have real gears, it has that chain. And so I'm actually pretty impressed that it got up there.
Here's Muhammad in his WK1 again with a solid rear axle. That means good rear wheel articulation. Now it's time to talk about wheel articulation. This is a Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro, and it's body on frame with a solid rear axle. This vehicle will have the most wheel articulation of our 4-person group.
Ooh, look at that flex. That was nice. So how was that? Did you just go 4 low and just coast down? Oh, not you didn't even touch the brake. That is so cool. Did that like a TRD Pro. This vehicle has a solid rear axle. The newer Jeep Grand Cherokees, ooh, look at that flex. The newer Jeep Grand Cherokees no longer have a solid rear axle.
Now it's a Passport's turn. One thing you need to know is I disconnected my rear sway bars, and that's why I'm getting more wheel articulation, but it's not on the same level as the Jeep Grand Cherokee or the 4Runner.
Awesome. Our pleasure, John.
Here's a Subaru Outback, but the rear sway bars are not disconnected.
A little 3-wheel action there.
So that does it for this episode. Sorry it took so long to follow up my Laurel Lakes video. I went on a 1-week trip to Yellowstone. I vinyl wrapped my Passport. Before that, I had a rematch with Coldwater Canyon. Camped out at Grant Lake during the Labor Day holiday. Pinstriped my vinyl wrap driving to the Bodie Ghost Town. Drove around on Mars, or at least that's what it looks like. And at 47,000 miles, I had my first issue with my Honda Passport. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that bell icon. That way you know when I release a new episode. I don't release them too often either, so you won't be getting spam from me. So anyways, till next time, I hope you have fun on your adventures.